is Yangon from East Asia Institute. I'm a senior research fellow in the Department of Project Planning. The purpose of yesterday's conference is to publicize our research outcome to the public. I am thinking of two purposes. One is to disseminate the Myanmar organization's research outcome to the public. And the second is to get some useful feedback. We can use that feedback to incorporate them to finalize our project. The conference was actually the second conference in the Myanmar. In comparison with the first conference, the second conference of yesterday was very good. I think we improved very much in comparison with the first one. We have more audiences and the quality of research has been improved. The theme of the conference was good research, good governance, as the title said. Our partner institutions conducted research on the current issues in Myanmar, including budget monitoring.
Sandhi Governance Institute. budget cái sao đấy đó, giờ lúc thảo là bảo đấy số, yên số đi số mà, quân lính miền Đà làm của nó quân lính miền Đà là của nó bảo đấy biểu lên đó cũng được, đi cả của nó budget都说的嘛，表嘞把的细节的说，đi cả đi làm thế mà đấy, cái细节này表嘛，你就表嘛是咯，不比了咯。quân lính miền Nam cũng xí mà đấy, đâm lúc rồi, sẽ bị ở bộနိုင်ငံတကာအဆင့်တန်းနေတဲ့ပြည်သူတွေကတော့ဆက်ပြီးတော့အများကြီးစူးစမ်းဖို့လိုပါသေးတယ်။သူ့ပြောင်းလဲမှုတွေဆက်ပြီးတော့လုပ်တော့ဒီမှာရှေ့ဆောင်မှာဒီသူတည်တနာတိုင်းတာချင်းကြော်ရအောင်။ဒီနေ့ဒီမနက်ပိုင်းတင်ပြသွားတဲ့သူတည်နာတော့အဓိကလွတ်တော်ကော်မတီတွေရဲ့ဒီ budget စီတဲ့နေမှာတို့ဘယ်လိုခန့်ခန့်ထားနေအောင်လဲဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းတင်ပြသွားတဲ့အစီအစဉ်ကပါဒီအစီအစဉ်ကလည်းအဓိကပါလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီလွတ်တော်ဒီရင်းလွတ်တော်တက်တန်းနဲ့လွတ်တော်တက်တန်းမှာ budget စီတဲ့နေပတ်သက်ပြီးပြောင်းလဲရပါလိမ့်သွားတယ်အဲ့ပြောင်းလဲမှာဘယ်ဟာကအားတာချက်ဘယ်ဟာအားနည်းချက်ဖြစ်သွားလဲဆိုတာလည်းတုံးတက်ထားတဲ့အစီအစဉ်ကတော့အဲ့တော့ဒီထဲမှာအဓိကတွေ့ရတဲ့ကြောင်းလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီဝန်ကြီးဌာန like budget စီတဲ့ကောပူပေါင်းအဖွဲ့လေးတွေပြီးတော့စီတာတော့ဒီလွတ်တော်တက်တန်းရဲ့အဲ့ဒီစီအားကောင်းလာတော့ထူရတဲ့အကြောင်းလေးကိုကျွန်တော်တုံးတက်လို့ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ထဲမှာအဲ့ဒါတော့ကောင်းလာတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့စိန်ခေါ်မှုတစ်ခုအနေနဲ့ရှိနေတာပါလဲဆိုတော့ဒီကော်မတီကရေရှည်အတွက်ဖွဲ့တာမဟုတ်ဘူး budget စီစီပို့တော့ဖွဲ့တာပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ရေရှည်မှာ budget ကိုဘယ်လိုသုံးလဲဆိုတော့တက်တော်ကဆက်ပြီးတော့စစ်စစ်ထိန်းချောင်းမှုအတွက်ကိုရန်နေရတက်တော်မှာရှိနေတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီချက်ကိုတော့ဒီသုံးသက်ထားတယ်သုံးသက်ပြီးတော့ထောက်ပြထားတယ်
procurement process
ယုံကြည်ရအသိပညာပြန်ပွားရေးတင်ရကောင်းမြတ်သူဖြစ်ပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်ယုံကြည်ရအသိပညာပြန်ပွားရေးတင်တဲ့ဒီနေ့မှာပေါ့နော်ဒီမန္တလေးတိုင်းဒေသကြီးရဲ့ဒီ2016-2019ဘဏ္ဍာရေးနှစ်အတွင်းမှာဒီတိုင်းဒေသကြီးအစိုးရကချထားပေးခဲ့တဲ့ဒီတင်ဒါလုပ်ငန်းစဉ်တွေပေါ့နော်တင်ဒါလုပ်ငန်းစဉ်တွေအကြောင်းကိုကျွန်တော်တို့သူတို့ရဲ့ process တွေသူတို့ရဲ့ transparency ကဏ္ဍတွေ corruption ကဏ္ဍတွေမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဘယ်လောက်တိုင်းတာရှိနေလို့ဆိုတာကိုသူသနာပြုခဲ့ပါတယ်ဟုတ်
issues and educations in Vichina
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျွန်တော်ကတော့အောက်လာပါအခုတော့ဒီ National Development Institute မှာ research program manager နဲ့တာဝန်ယူထားပါတယ်အခုကျွန်တော်ကချင်ပြည်နယ်မှာပေါ့နော်ဒီကချင်ကလေးပညာရေးအခြေအနေနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပါတယ်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီသူတပြည့်ဒီကချင် independent organization ပေါ့ KO ထိန်းချုပ်နေမြာအကြောင်းတွေကြောင်းလာတဲ့ဆိုရှင်ဒီမြန်မာအစိုးရအကြောင်းမှာပြောင်းရွှေ့လာတဲ့ခက်ခဲနေတဲ့အခြေအနေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒါမိမောင်းထူပြပြီးတာတွေကိုတစ်ဖက်တော့တက်ဆိုင်ရာဆိုရနေရောဖွဲ့စည်းနေရောအလုံးအပြပေါင်းမှဖြည့်ရှင်းဖို့ကျွန်တော်ပြောပြချင်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်
and also I'm thinking the community-based tourism.
Karamu is another development ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။လူထုအခြေပြုခရီးသွားလုပ်ငန်းကိုတန်တောင်ကြီးနဲ့ပေါ့နော်။မြိုင်မှာလုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့အကြောင်းအရာနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးကျမတို့တင်ပြဆွေးနွေးခဲ့ပါတယ်။လူထုအခြေပြုခရီးသွားလုပ်ငန်းလုပ်တာအရင်ကောင်းမှုပါတယ်။ဒါပေမဲ့သူတို့အနေနဲ့ပေါ့နော်ဒီတိုင်းနဲ့ပြည်နယ်ရဲ့ပေါ့နော်စီးပွားရေးဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်မှုနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးချိတ်ဆက်လုပ်ဆောင်ဖို့လည်းလိုအပ်ပါတယ်။ထို့ပြင်ဒီမြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာပေါ့နော်အခုဆိုရင် CPT လုပ်ငန်းကိုပေါ့နော်လှုပ်ဆောင်နေကြတဲ့အဖွဲ့အစည်းလည်းရှိပါတယ်။ဒီအဖွဲ့အစည်းများအနေဖြင့်ဒီအကြောင်းအရာပေါ့နော်ဒီ case study နှစ်ခုကိုယူပြီးတော့လေ့လာပြီးတော့မှပေါ့နော်ဒီကျေးလက်နေပေါ့နော်ဒေတာဖွံ့ဖြိုးရေးဆိုင်ရာလုပ်စီးပွားရေးဆိုင်ရာဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်မှုတွေနဲ့ချိတ်ဆက်ဆောင်ရွက်ဖို့လိုပါတယ်
Yeah, they are all hot issues in Myanmar, I think. When inviting the foreign guests for the conference, most of them were the member of ADRN. ADRN is Asia Democracy Research Network initiated by the EAI, and the members are all eager to promote democracy in Asia region. So I think they will give us helpful and useful feedback to our research, and also they are very interested in what is going on in Myanmar. About our future program in Myanmar, we want our partner institutions develop themselves and to be qualified research institutions in Myanmar. So our partners write their own research paper with their interest and propose their policy recommendations to the target audience, including government officers, MPs, and medias. That is our purpose of this project.
I think this morning's session can best be seen in terms of this is a shift, a big shift. It may look minor right now, but it is a big shift in the engagements now of civil society in Myanmar with their government. Because the budget is the best way to have a conversation with your government. It provides both the think tanks and government with the same language. You're now talking about development, you're talking about allocation of resources, but you have a document and you have data that you're now, commonly talking about. So I think hearing from the three presentations of the institutions this morning, there is such deep interest, as shown by the presenters, in the very important aspects of service delivery that the Myanmar government is doing. If I may say so, a lot of the research is on the right track in terms of what we would also want to know, as Philippine citizens from our government. It's really basically how do you spend the money of the people? Are you accountable? Are you transparent about it? And are there ways to get more and more citizens to participate in this process? So I think I was sincere. I was most sincere in my congratulations this morning to the three groups, and I was very sincere as well in welcoming them to this very exciting world of budget reform.
Listening to two presentations, both the studies were quite seminal in nature, because this was the first time in Myanmar the public procurement has been studied. In addition, I also listened to the presentation on the street vendors and the impact of the current policy street vendors. I'm quite happy to read those studies. The study on the public procurement looked at some of the processes and the problematics associated with that and came up with a number of policy suggestions. The study may be improved quite a lot if they also look at some of the international experiences where as a result of research studies and policy advocacy, how the procurement system has been improved upon. On the vendor study, I would suggest that the study also take into account the buyer's perspective, which was in a way missing in the current data, but the perceptions of the vendors, perception of the township authorities and other officials have been captured very well. So the study could have been a kind of participated by multiple stakeholders, had those have also been taken into consideration. I wish good luck to all the researchers who have been associated with both the studies. A job very well done.
I really enjoyed the researches that were presented to us. I think these are very important issues that the civil society and the government should tackle, not just now, but more importantly for the future of Myanmar, particularly education. This is an important task that I think everyone should be involved with respect to promoting not just quality but access, universal access for everyone, and that can be developed through broader policy discussions on inclusivity and ensuring that everybody is afforded with the same access, as well as a partnership that can be developed between the private sector, the academe, and the government. Tourism is also an important sector that I think Myanmar should really work on to develop further. Community-based tourism is indeed a fantastic area to look into because Myanmar people are very nice and friendly, and community-based tourism is really providing that kind of hospitality and framework to ensure that our tourists are able to enjoy not just the sites but also the cultural awareness and able to really create connections with the people. So I really love the efforts of having a framework for community-based tourism, but at the same time I encourage our researchers to also look deeper into how this community-based tourism can turn into active enterprise movement to create more formal enterprise that can contribute to economic development, both locally at the same time improve conditions on a national front. I also encourage them to consider further working on tourism policies that would enjoin economic benefits in the regional aspect, especially in linking those areas together where there's a lot of potential for tourism to really benefit and the people to really get more in terms of support from these benefits. So I congratulate EAI and the entire community of researchers and civil society working with EAI for this wonderful initiative. Thank you very much.
I think the program so far is really great. I'm excited to have heard already a couple of really good presentations on governance. And it looks, I mean, I don't know the starting point of the organizations this morning, but it looks like they've produced really good research and policy recommendations.